In this video, we will be working with AntDesign library that is very comfortable for React applications because it's easy to install. Actually, there is a good video on it made by Bryce, and I will leave the link for it. So you can install and set up everything pretty easy and get started. And what this video is focused on is to make custom components from this Ant library so that it will match your design. Like, for example, in this my example, there is a website with this theme, could be used for car rentals. And this is the component from AntDesign library, which doesn't look like exactly like in Ant library. So it's tabs, and you can see how tabs look by default. I like this slider effect. And here, how they look when customized. Same behavior, but look different. So let's get started. Every time you use AntDesign library, you choose the component that you need from the left. So I will be using tabs. And then here you choose whatever version of it, customize a little bit you need. Let's say I want the simplest one. I see the code and just copy and paste it into my code. Let's just copy one tab. And then we don't need this on change because we will be using the default. The name for the first tab, in my case it's home, and the key will be home. And the content for now, let's keep it simple. And the first one that will be open is home, so the key is home. And we need 4 of them. Second one is cars. Third one is company. And the last one is order. Let's save it. Oh, not this. And we see this component is already here. The thing is, you will see it differently with a different color with this blue one, because it's primary color in AntDesign. But what I did in my application, I have config overrides where I change the primary color to whatever I want. So you can do the same. And without styling, it will look like this. What we need, although, in the styles, so by the way, I can show you how I arrange my styles here in the last style. I have folder styles and keep all the styles separately. Another practice, also good practice, is to create component and less file with the same name, let's say cars.js and cars.less, so they always stay together, and then you import styles from cars.less directly here. What I do, I create styles in separate place, so then it's easier for me to go back and adjust something if I need to adjust styling. And all these secondary files are starting with Lodash, and then they are imported in the main file style.less. And only this one style I import in my application. This is how I organize the styles. So for this component, I will be adjusting styles in pages container.less file. So how do I customize the styles coming from AntDesign? Let's first of all inspect to see how this component looks. So if you inspect with your DevTools, everything, all the classes starting with Ant will be coming from the library. So you have control over them if you override these styles in your .less file. Let's say the parent components is Ant tabs, and you see that all these styles are coming from library. So if you want to change something, you will need to reuse the same name inside. I will show you here inside your class that you give. So this parent component pages container has class name pages container, and I will be nesting all Ant classes inside it. So what we will need, first of all, let's see the structure of this. We have Ant tabs bar, which is all the bar, and we see that we have border bottom that I don't need. We have this margin that I don't want. And I also want to apply some other styles. So what I do is I copy this name of the class, Ant tabs bar, and nest it inside my own class, and just apply some additional styles. Like for example, I want a background coming from my library, from my variables, black. I don't want any border. Don't want any border. I don't want any margin. I want to give it position fixed, so it will be fixed exactly in the place of the screen that I want, and it will be top 12 view heights and left 5%, and I need Z index 3 because I have layers of other components, and I wanted to have the width of 90% of the parent, so now it's 90%. Next step, I see that these tabs are so small, I want to expand them overall the navigation. So depending on how many you have, I have only 4. So what will be good for me is, so you hover over it and you see the name of it. It's ntabs nav, ntabs tab, and all these styles that are applied here. They have margin that I don't need, they have this padding, they have height is good. So what I need again, I copy the name of this one tab and I change these styles. Here again I nested inside, so I want a different color. I want a light gray from my variables that I have. So how I store variables, it's colors. So these are components in my styles, and the names of components in styles corresponds to the name of components in JS files. And also I have colors, config, layout, reset, where I reset all the default styles which will be applied for the whole body or all the elements, typography for fonts. So for colors I have these variables here defined, and I use light gray. Let's close it so it will be visible. And I want a text transform to uppercase, and so I have 4 tabs. I want to expand them overall, which will be 25% for which. No margin, I don't need it anymore. And I want to align text in center. Text align center. And then I want a font size small, 10 pixel. I want a letter spacing about 2 pixels. And when I hover over them, I want the color to be gray. Ntabs nav, ntabs tab, width 25%. Oh, they are 25%, but all the panel should be 100%. So let's say nav width 100%. And then it's, yeah. Antap's nav is the parent component of all of these small tabs. And it's 25% now. And for these tabs, I made hover, and I want the last one, this order, to be always highlighted, because this is how the business requires. So I would apply last child. And the background for last child, let's make it primary. And also for the last child, there will be hover with color light gray. And background primary, but a little bit darker. So let's apply darken function. We take primary color and we darken it by 5%. So when I will be hovering, it will become darker. Then this cute little thing, it's ink bar. If you inspect the InDesign components, then you see that it has the name of ink bar. Yeah, this one, we got it. Antap's ink bar. And if you want to apply any other styles for it, like other color, or let's say you want to make it bigger, you can adjust the styles for this Antap's ink bar. I will not change anything for mine, and the only thing now that is bothering me is responsive styles. So for mobile it looks good, but for desktop I want it not to be expanded so much. Like in my final version, you see it should end up here, so I will apply responsive styles later. Now I already have two components to import, home and company. These components are done, so I will probably import them here. Import home from home and company from company. and now we have them home and company, right? But see, for bigger screens I will need to apply media queries. So here what I do is type media for minimum width starting from 700 pixel. I want my components, so again I create this nested structure, and I want my end tabs bar to be 60% wide, and it should start from left 20%, and for my end tabs, nav end tabs tab, again it's nested. I want to increase the font size for desktop to 12 pixel, and letter spacing is 2 pixels, it's fine. So now we go here, see, it's much better. It's ending where it should be. Company, the same will be for cars and order. When the components are ready, I will import them. And on mobile it looks also perfect. Alright, this is how we customize and design some other components. If there will be some challenges, I will definitely make a video for them. Not in this one because it's 3 a.m. and it's the only time that I can do the video. But the main point, in order to customize and design components, you use DevTools to see what names they already have in nDesign library and rewrite the styles for them in order to match your design